Well, good morning. It's still very windy. You can see the damage it's done to the apple frame overnight. Today we're going to be looking at these Delphiniums, and in particular we're going to be trying to make some frames to support them out of twigs which may be from hazel, maybe lime, it may be cornus and birch. So this is what we thought we'd do this year. In the past we've used metal frames, but we thought we'd try and do a natural approach today. On the way to cutting the branches, I thought I'd show you these spring bulbs and plants. These are plants and bulbs that we had in hanging baskets over the last couple of years, and then when they finished, we just tipped them out as one big semicircular bowl and put them into the soil there, and you can see what a show they make, a real sign of spring. But let's go and get the branches. This hazel we cut down every year. I'm not quite sure how it got there. Certainly we didn't plant it. We think it may have been the squirrels that may have buried it over one autumn or winter. Nevertheless, it's a plant in the wrong place, and you can see it's hiding the tap there. But what I'm going to do now is make use of this, which we have done each year, in cutting it back and reshoot again, a bit like a coppice. We use these branches to make our covers for the Delphiniums. It's very important to use the right tool for the right branch. You don't want to force a pair of secateurs. Very important to get secateurs sharp and well greased. So I'm going to use these loppers here to cut the thicker branches rather than make a strain on the secateurs. They go through it like a knife through butter. It's important to cut the stick at an angle so that when you push it into the soil it's easier to find its way through our stony ground. So the idea now is to put these sticks in like that as a pair. So we're going to intertwine, weave these two branches in together like that and like that. And then the same with these two. Bend them over. So you've got to use green sticks for this, otherwise they snap. But these, as you know, were freshly cut a few minutes ago. And then like that. And then what we're going to do is put shorter sticks in as well, just to give a sort of net, if you like, a mesh of support to support these Delphiniums. Then we're going to feed them, do a bit of feed, and then put a bit of mulch around to try and suppress the weeds. As you can see, Jill has carried on doing these little supports here all around the Delphiniums. These Delphiniums are relatively short, they're not the really tall ones, because with the wind that we get up here, it's a bit risky having them so tall. So now, having done that, I was going to give them a little bit of seaweed meal as a general feed, which I'm just going to sprinkle lightly around like that. This contains the usual nitrogen, phosphates, potash and so forth, potassium, but also some trace elements as well. I've got to carry on doing these. There's lovely sunshine at the present time. Still a bit of a wind, as you can see, just getting bristle. You can see these tree shreddings here breaking down beautifully. You've got the lovely white mycelium and fungal stuff that's just growing in here, which will give that lot there a great start and a good continuation to a good buoyant soil.